Hi everyone, I'm Nicole and I'm a product developer at Really Good Stuff. And today I have some fun activities to do with your children or your students. What I need from you though is for you to get a few things in just a moment. So I'm going to start with some ELA activities, which I have everything here that we're going to need. So all you have to do is have your child sit in front of the screen and watch, and they can play along as we do these fun activities. After we're done with the ELA activities, we're going to be doing some math activities. So for the math activities, your child will need some dice. So ideally 4 dice. If you have 2, that's okay too. So when I say go, please go check your board games, check different parts of your house until you can find some dice. If they don't have dice, they can still do the activities, so don't worry. The other 2 things you will need is a writing utensil and a piece of paper. So like I said before, you can have your child come sit with me right now while we do the ELA activities. And if you could go try to find some dice, a writing utensil, and a piece of paper, then we can all do the activities in just a few moments. So I'm going to start with these fun ELA activities. And we have this new product line called Dice Shakers. And we have this primary version for ELA, and then we have 2 math versions, a primary and an intermediate version, which I'll show you in just a little while. But first I want to start with a fun ELA activity, which is long and short vowels. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to shake up our dice shakers. So these are our dice shakers. They're little plastic containers that look like puzzle pieces, and they snap together just like this. And they actually go with our booklets. So once you shake up your letters, they sit nicely right on top of this space, and then you can do the activity on the bottom half of the flip book. So I'm going to start by shaking up my letters, and here I got M, O, and P, and I'm going to put my dice shakers to the side. Typically we put them right on top of here, but since I'm going to need to hold the book up, I'm going to place them on the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write in my 3 letters, M, O, and P. So to start, we're going to write the word with the short vowel. So again, M-O-P will go on this side. And we're going to sound that word out together. So say it with me here. We're going to start with our first letter. M, A, P, mop. Now we're going to add an E to the end. And if you know anything about the magic E, we know that it makes our vowel say its name. So this time, when I write our word mop, remember our E is going to make the O say its name. So it's actually going to say O. So this time, let's sound out this word together. We have M, O, P, mope. So see how that word changes just because the E is added on to the end. We're going to try another activity together, which is really fun. I love rhyming, and this activity is called CVC rhyming. So I'm going to put my booklet down here for a minute so I can shake up my dice shakers again. And this time we have L, I, and P. So I'm going to write my letters down here. L, I, and P. So parents, if you're watching right now, I just want you to know that when they shake the dice shakers, there's a good chance that they might get what's called a nonsense word, which basically means the word is not a real word. But that's okay, because what we're practicing here is our phonics. So we're trying to learn our letter sounds. And so for this word here, we have lip. Who can tell me what words rhyme with lip? Go ahead and take a second and try to think of some words that rhyme with lip. And I'm going to come up with my own words that rhyme with lip. And I'm going to write them down, and let's see if we have any in common. So lip, sip, Go ahead and write yours down, or actually say yours out loud while I write mine down. And let's see if we have any in common. I bet you've said a bunch of words right now while I've been writing these 4 words down. Let's see if we have any that we have in common. So our word was lip. So I rhymed with lip, and I got sip, tip, rip, and dip. If you had any other words, you can have mom or dad or your caretaker comment below with other words that you came up with, because I'm sure there's some more that I must have missed. And our last ELA activity is called real or nonsense words. So like I said before, a lot of the words that we'll be shaking will be nonsense words, which means they're not real words, and that's okay. Remember, we're practicing our phonics. We're practicing sounding out our letters. So I'm going to start by shaking one. And I got V-E-R. V-E-R. Is that a real word or a nonsense word? What do you think? I think it's a nonsense word. I don't know that word there. So I'm going to write it down in my nonsense column here. And then I'm going to shake my dice again. So let's see if you can help me out again here. This time we got said, but it's spelled S-E, oh, I'm sorry, it says SEP, S-E-P. SEP. Is SEP a real word or a nonsense word? SEP. I think that's a nonsense word too. That's not a real word. We're going to do one more word. Let's see. I hope we get a real word this time. Let's shake it up really good. This time we got sap. S-A-P. Sap. Is that a real word or a nonsense word? What do you think? That is a real word. So we're going to write sap under real. So this is a really fun activity. You can play for a really long time with this product. It's really good practice for noticing which words are real, which words are nonsense. So I'm actually going to stop with the ELA for now, and I just want to quickly show you our math versions. So the math version actually comes with 9-sided dice so that you have more combinations than if you just used regular 6-sided dice. And we have a primary and an intermediate version. So each set comes with 4 flip books, 16 dice shakers, 4 per book, and then 16 dice to go with each of the shakers. So this is our primary version. Our primary version goes through a lot of what you learn in primary grades, so it's really nice. You can use it throughout the school year. So starting with number sense, and I'll just kind of jump around here, 2-digit and 3-digit addition, subtraction, place value, graphing, writing tally marks. So what's nice about this for teachers is they can use this all year long. And then we have our intermediate version, which covers addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, converting percentages, area and perimeter. So there's a ton of different activities you can do with dice. As you can see, here's some examples of what it looks like inside of the booklet or the flip book. So it's really nice to have a hands-on activity that you can practice your different math skills. And there's one last thing I want to do, which if you have dice at home, a writing utensil and some paper, you can do this with your own dice. And I'm going to do it here with my dice. So if you don't, you can just kind of follow along with what I roll. So what we're going to do now is a bunch of different activities that you can do with dice at home, starting with something as simple as number identification. So I'm just going to roll one, and I got this. Can you tell me what number this is? Okay, so we have number 6. So we can keep rolling this over and over again. If moms, dads, or caretakers want to help out, you can actually have them roll a couple, add that number up and write it down, and have them tell you what number they rolled. Another activity you can do with these is rolling 2 of these dice and doing an addition problem or a subtraction problem. So I rolled a 4 and a 2. So I can either do 4 plus 2 or 4 minus 2. So let's try 4 plus 2. Who can help me with this one here? What is 4 plus 2? 4, 5, 6. Our answer is 6. Now, if we want to get really challenged, we can do 3 dice. So I'm going to roll 3 dice here. Oh my goodness, I rolled a 4 and a 2 again. So this time we have 4, 2, and 1. So like we just learned, 4 plus 2 equals 6, plus 1 more equals what? If you said 7, you are correct. 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals 7. Now we're going to get a little more challenging, and we're going to try adding a 2-digit number. So this time I'm going to roll my 2 dice. I got a 4 and a 6, which is 46. And then I'm going to roll my other 2 dice. And that time I got 45. So I can either do an addition problem or a subtraction problem. Let me actually take a new piece of paper so it's easier to see. So 46 plus 45. Now it might be easier for you to write this vertically so that it's easier to solve. So if you have a piece of paper and you're doing this math problem right now, you can go ahead and write it down this way so it's easier for you to solve. So this time we have a 6 and a 5 in the ones place. So let's add those 2 numbers together. What's 5 plus 6? So we get 11. So we're going to put 1 down and carry the 1 to the tens place. And now we have 4 plus 4 plus 1. Well, 4 plus 4 equals 8 plus 1 more equals, if you said 9, you are correct. And the answer is 91. So if you do this activity, you can actually do addition or subtraction. And if you want it to get even more challenging, you can do 3-digit addition and subtraction. So I'm going to do subtraction this time. So my first number is 446. I'm just going to jot that number down because I don't know how I'm going to write out my equation yet. I have to see what my next number is. 613. So I have 446 and 613. Now to do a subtraction problem, I'm going to have to start with my bigger number. So I'm going to write 446 underneath the 613 so that I can subtract it. So I'm just going to cross that number out. And so here's how we would start the equation. I'm going to let you try to solve this on your own so I can move on to the next activity. If you're at this level, I know you can do this on your own by rolling 3 dice twice. So you only need 3 dice to do this activity. And you can do it over and over again for the most practice you can get. You also can do addition, so 3-digit addition. And finally, this is even more advanced, we're going to get into fractions. So all I need to do is write down on my piece of paper an addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division problem. And all I have to do is roll my dice twice here. So I actually like to place them on top of here. So I could either place them on here and put my 6 and my 3 and then my other number here, or you can just roll them. Just write them down. So let's do an example here really quickly. So 1/5 and 3/5. So if I want to add those together, 1 plus 3 equals 4 is my numerator, and my denominator stays a 5. So like I said before, depending on what you're learning in school, you can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. It's really fun to use dice to do different activities. Definitely keeps you engaged and excited to learn instead of just writing down things on paper and using worksheets. So I do want to show you one last thing. We did a lot of math examples, but this is a really fun one. Parents, we do need your help with this one because you'll have to draw this out for your child. So I'm actually just going to put this behind so that you can make sure you can see it nice. So down here at the bottom, we're going to put dice 1 through 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I want you just to pretend that these words are not written here. And what you would do is just write your child's either their sight words or their spelling words down at the bottom in these 6 places. And I like to pretend they're like race cars. So they have to make it from the start to the finish first. So we want to see which word's going to win. So your child can keep rolling one die, and as they roll that number, they're going to write the word here, and then keep going up until they reach the finish line and see which word wins. So if your child's a little older and they want to do more words at once, you can of course add more dice and add more columns, and they can do that. So that's a really fun activity that will keep them busy for a long time, and it's just a lot of fun for them. So that's it for today. Please check out the blog I wrote. It's about different ways to do activities at home during this time where we're all kind of stuck in our homes. I showed a variety of different examples, such as using shaving cream to learn, using rice and coins and other things, sorting activities. So please check that out. You'll have a ton to do. It will keep you busy for a long, long time. And it will keep your kids learning, which is most important. So just want to remind you that Really Good Stuff is here for you. We thank you for joining us in all of our videos that we've been doing. And please reach out to us if we can do anything to make this time easier for you, whether it's making videos or answering questions. And so keep tuning in, and I will see you very soon, and have a nice week.